Hello and welcome to the Even Me podcast. This is your co-host More Speaks.
And your girl Kim.
All right, and this is podcast number 27.
27.
So Kim had a new one today. Let's see. So watch what you choose when you are hungry.
Yes.
So what I got from that is don't settle for the first thing you see. So Kim, go ahead and lead us on this one. Your new topic. Let's go.
Yes. So it comes in perspective when we hungry, no matter what phase it is, food, love, careers, whatever. We when we're so hungry, we choose the first thing that comes to us and thinking that's good for us. And in reality it's not. Um so I was searching like why I keep choosing the wrong person, the wrong place to move, the wrong, you know what I'm saying? Any little thing, the wrong everything friends, right? Because I was hungry for something. I was hungry for that love. I was looking for that love from somebody. I was looking for that acceptance from somebody. I was looking for something, that I thought that, I couldn't gain. So I accepted the first place to move. And all it was like, definitely this past weekend, I understood that when we hungry for stuff, we're gonna stop at the first restaurant we see, right? If you driving from here to Austin, the first restaurant you're gonna see by the time you get there, maybe a 1,200 Jack in the Box. That's not good for your digestive system. That's not good for your body. So, but we're gonna stop because we're hungry. We don't watch ourselves when we're hungry. When we're hungry, we instead of eating at home, we stop at a restaurant to eat because we're hungry, right? Instead of watching what we do while we're hungry, not looking for a man or woman when we're hungry, not looking for a career while we're like while we're hungry, not looking for a friendship while we're hungry. You don't choose something that drains you or really hurts you. So basically, that's what I came up with. I just had to, that's for me. Always, everything I've ever chose, I was hungry when I chose it.
Yeah, so I mean, when you first told me that topic, I was kind of trying to put it into some type of perspective, and that's where I came up with the don't settle for the first thing you see. And
Mm-hmm.
it's basically the same thing, because like you said, if you're driving from Austin, you haven't eaten anything, first thing you get off the freeway or the first thing you see, you're going to be like, oh, I just want that, regardless if it's Jack in the Box, McDonald's or whatever. Some
Mm-hmm.
people just choose the first thing just to get something in their stomach. Same as a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've always said, don't, get from under someone to get up under. Say it again. What is it?
To get over somebody, you get under somebody. That's what I was always told. So you don't do that. You don't get under somebody to get over somebody.
Yeah. So don't find the first thing and, connect with somebody who doesn't fit all your criterias that you're looking for. Basically, if you're looking for tall, dark, and handsome, don't look for short and light skin and ugly. Because it may be a good match. You don't
Mhm.
know, but it could be one of the worst relationships you have just because it's the first thing you settled for. You didn't, go find the best thing, in your heart, in your life, or for you and your family, because you got to think about your kids. You got to think about, your family. You got to think about your your future, all of that when you're looking for someone. So I think that's a good point, that we have to, you know, kind of don't settle, find that one that fits all your needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, it's like basically we don't know how to be patient. We think this is what I told a ex co. Well, he's still a coworker of mine, but he's in a different department. And I told him today. I said my problem is I everything sounds like God. Satan can sound so much like God when you're hungry, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he did Moses. No, he did Jesus. when Jesus was up there, he was like, hey, you can turn stone into bread, but man should not live by bread alone. You know what I'm saying? That's what it says in the Bible. Bread is not the only substance we're supposed to live by alone. But Satan was like, since you the man, you the son of God, you could turn these stones into bread and feed yourself. No, we have to sit and patiently wait. And we as humans, and it's not just one person, it's just me, it's a lot of us, we don't know how to be patient. So we go for the first thing, Jack in the Box, and think, oh, God told me to stop there. That was popped up first. That was the first thing I seen when I arrived into Austin to get me something to eat, and I'm hungry. No, we need to be patient, because just because it's the first thing that comes don't mean it's good for us. um, and I heard this today. Kurt Franklin, that's what it was. He said that, you know, we think we have to be right when we get with our mate. No, we have to go through the suffering to win, and to define. Once you understand that you've been through something and you patiently wait, all the suffering you've been through is teaching you how to wait. So my thing of it is, I learned, definitely, I figured it out Saturday. I was like, man, Kim, you do have anxiety. I never thought I had anxiety, right? I could talk to anybody. I'm friendly. I'm a outgoing person. No, if I don't deal with you at work, I don't deal with you in my family, I basically don't deal with you. So I go into my cocoon. And for me, on Saturday, to go to a concert by myself to enjoy my own company, that's how I know I'm weaning myself away from trying to get somebody to compliment me, and I can wait on that person that's for me. I don't have to be hungry, so hungry for somebody. I can love myself. I can enjoy my own company. I can be secure with myself. Just because you don't like my eyes, you think they low cut, somebody else does. Just because what I chose or what my list was when I was broken, people don't understand. We choose this list. Oh, they have to be this way. They have to be fine. Men go through this and don't think, hey, you won't Sanaa Lathan, you won't what is her name? Tamia, you won't Janet Jackson. But what are you giving them? Have you evaluated yourself? Those women may not be for you. Just like we want Brad Pitt, we want, you know what I'm saying? You know, Omar Epps and all that. That's not the man for me. That's what I chose when I was broken. My mind was broken. I was supposed to have this man that I think is perfect, but that's not the man for me. So I may have soup-footed Sam. He may be the perfect man for me, because stop laughing. But he may be the perfect man for me because he gonna complement where my weak points is, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna go into a relationship being whole. You gonna have some broken parts to you. God never gives a man a whole woman and a woman a whole man, right? He gives somebody that they can complement each other. So I learned that this Saturday, to be in peace with myself. Now, don't get me wrong. I do love a silhouette of a man, a smell of a man, but I have to sit back and relax and wait on that man for me, because I'm telling you, you could speak in your voice and I said, Kim, he's for you. And I believe, God, you spoke to me, God. You just spoke to me. And it was Anthony speaking the whole time. So I have to get that corrected within myself. So we have to learn how to wait. And if it's men and we may have missed the bus, that bus gonna come back around. Dump the metro come back, it's gonna come back. So if it's meant for you and you missed it because you didn't understand, it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, I feel that when you rush certain things, you just put yourself in a worse predicament, just because maybe you wasn't ready for that man or that woman at that time, and they put you in a worse situation that you were, in the first place. Sometimes you just need to sit back, relax, and either assist God to finding someone for you, but don't rush into it. Because God is going to help. God is going to, put that person in front of you, whether you know it or not. It could be slew-footed Sam, that may change his ways.
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, or maybe it's the broken duck from around the corner that you've known for years. It could even be someone you've known for years that you didn't know they liked you, or they had a crush on you or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
because you're too busy finding the first, I'm not going to say the first best thing, but the first thing that you could find,
Mm-hmm.
during your downtime, during your broken time, during the time that you should be, you know recovering
Yep.
from previous relationships, from previous issues, from everything in the past. I mean, I think I dealt with that at one point. It's I I don't want to say I just jumped into another relationship just because you know my first relationship was already going down the drain. So it was, to me, at that point, I was already past the waiting period. I was past the rebound time and all that, because I don't think a rebound person is a good person, just
Mm-hmm.
because you're not gonna give them the benefit of doubt. You're not gonna give them the 100%, because you're like, man, I'm just with this dude just for now. I'm just with this girl, just to pass the time. Do something
Mm-hmm.
here and there. Have sex here, or just keep me company. You're not doing them no justice. You're not doing yourself no justice. You might as well just wait. Just figure yourself out, and
Mm-hmm.
one day that person's gonna come to your life, and it's gonna work out. Just settling for the first thing. I don't think it's the best thing. It's not the best option, I think.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I was the one that settled for the first thing every time. Like, oh, he's mint. He's on my list. And man, it turns out that we wasn't compatible. Certain things that we didn't groove together. Like, you know what I'm saying? A well-oiled machine, a machine's supposed to groove together.
Yeah.
We was just, we had friction because uh they tried to make me a different person than what I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a type of person that you give me some joggers, a pair of shorts, and I'm good at home. I don't have to be dressed up. I can go in the store just like that and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be, well, we have to show that we the Joneses to keep up with the Joneses, well, we the Johnsons or whatever to keep up with the Joneses. I don't have to be that person. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was the issue, or that because your family is on a status and I have to be in this status. I don't want to be in there. You know what I'm saying? That was just crazy. Like I'm gonna be me. So you don't find yourself like meshing together. And I just like somebody to let me be silly. I like being silly. Like I can laugh, joke, and be silly or whatever. That's cool. But when it comes down that I have to be serious, that's like, 80% of the time I have to be serious. Give me my 20% where I can laugh and be silly and just have fun because everybody needs that. I don't have time for okay, all right, let's get the best car to keep up with the Joneses, the Johnsons to keep up with them and do this. I don't have time for that. I need to keep up with myself. You
Yeah.
know, how to please myself, how to please, my kids, how to please number one God. You know what I'm saying? And this stuff, money, things, it's going when we go, it's just gonna go to whoever the state decide to design it to go to. So I'm still not gonna have possession of it. So I choose to now choose me, and I keep saying that I do, but it really took a toll when I started. I always evaluated other people and let me help you, let me be there for you. And really, I sat in bed all Saturday. Tell you, the only time I got out of the bed is to go to the restroom, to grab something to eat, and I was right back in the bed for over 8 hours. And I was like, really, you do have anxiety. This is not something of God. This is not something you used to do 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. What is going on? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm broken. So I'm hungry for something and I'm going to choose something. So I'm waiting to choose all this stuff that comes there. And then I'm questioning myself, well, why I chose that burger. That burger hurt me. That burger burned my stomach. You know what I'm saying? That burger, this other burger gave me diarrhea. And that, why am I choosing this? Because I was hungry at the time. That's what I'm saying. Jack in the Box, whatever that secret sauce, that's not good for you. But that's why,
all right.
yeah, that's why you have diarrhea, because you chose the first thing, because that was showed you attention. That was the first thing that popped up. So don't get me wrong. I still long for a relationship with a companion that I can laugh and joke with, but I'm more so reluctant to choose the first restaurant that popped in, that pops up on my GPS. Right now it's like, I don't even want to talk to anybody. Even if they give me their phone number or whatever, I don't even feel like it. I don't have time for it right now. And all I want to do is celebrate the pluses that I have, the things that I've overcame. I don't want to think about what got me to that place where I had to overcome some things. I don't even want to think about that. I want to think about that I'm here and I overcame tragedy, loss, depression, suicide thoughts. I've overcame those. So that's my celebration now. I'm not even thinking what put me in those status of having those thoughts or depressions of everything like that. No, that's in my past, and I don't even want to think about it. But I just want to celebrate that I'm coming into myself. I'm like that what is it, caterpillar
Mm-hmm.
coming out of my cocoon.
Yeah.
Finally, and now people are like, "Oh, you 47." Fuck the age, I mean, people do it at any age. Vera Wayne, what she did, her first dress she designed, she was 40, So there's never an age limit on anything you do. It's just us pushing through it. So there was some trials and tribulations and some setback, and I allowed that to happen to me. And I allowed people to predestine my life, which just turmoil. It was a turmoil for me. And I allowed relationships to break me so bad. Work relationships. I had friends at certain jobs that broke me. Relationships with guys, relationship with family members, that broke me. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't enough for them. Shit, I'm enough for myself. I'm beautiful, brown, buttered, and everything. I'm good.
Butter pecan.
Butter pecan. You know what I'm saying? So I am good enough for myself. If I'm good enough for God and myself, I'm good enough for anybody that want to come in my life and add to. Not subtract, not divide, but add and multiply. If you're going to subtract, get the hell on. If you're going to divide, fuck no. We going to do the multiplication and the add.
Yeah, I think I see a big change in Kim, and I would say that part of the change is the new season you're in right now, which is, you got your own place. Well, you had your own place, but your new place.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the point where you have gained a lot more of self-identity, more confidence, because you were able to overcome many obstacles, and I see it. You barely want to get on the podcast now.
Oh my God, no.
But I mean, I see the change, and I was just talking, about this with my fiance, and I told her, I was like, I am at the point. Well, I've been at this point, but I don't think there's a woman out there. Yeah, there's fine women. There's women that show off their body, and you're gonna look, but I don't think there's a woman out there that would make me want to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because I'm at a certain level. My fiance is at a certain level. And that person has to be at that level. like you say, you don't want them to subtract, or divide. They have to be better. It has to be something like worth losing my actual relationship, what we built together, what we have now,
Mhm.
what we strive for since, the divorce and all that, what we've done, and I will say a legacy, what we built together, together. And I think that's where you're at too. You're at the
Mhm.
point where you're like, fuck a relationship. I just don't need someone just coming over here sleeping around my
Mhm.
house or anything. I got my own place. I know what I want, and I see it. I see it in you. But I do have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
We got to get back to it.
Mhm.
Did you get rid of your trinkets,
What trinkets?
your
Trinkets.
dress?
So somebody stole my ring in the move. So I don't know who. I ain't gonna even trip about it. So I guess God said, okay, you got lost in the train. But the dress, I seen the little antique shop and it's what's this is quinceanera. I didn't know they wear wedding dresses sometimes as for
Yeah.
quinceañeras. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that. So I was going to try to donate that with the china cabinet. I got this big old china cabinet that came from my old house, that I had. We bought like 9 years ago. So yeah. So I'm trying to, if they come pick all of it up, I'm getting rid of it. I accepted it, Anthony. I'm getting rid of it. Okay, I done talked to a couple of people and they agree with you.
Yeah, I told you,
So,
no need to hold on to it. No need for the next man to see a dress there and know that there was a previous relationship that was serious enough. Even though you said it wasn't that serious, it just happened to happen that way. But um, I think it's best just to not have something there that could potentially spark up a conversation going the wrong way. You know, it's like a man going through a woman's phone.
mm-hmm,
Everything you're gonna find in there, even if it's normal talk, you're gonna find something and take the words out of context,
mm-hmm,
and you never know. Same as a woman looking at a man's phone. You're gonna find something. You're gonna find a picture. Because even in a woman's phone, someone's gonna send a random picture, a random DM, a random, and maybe you never even looked at it. Maybe it's still unread or something like that, and you just don't respond to it. You just don't delete it because then once you look at it, it shows that you read it. You would know
mm-hmm.
that because you're an Android person, but
I'm now an iPhone person. See that?
you got an
Yeah.
iPhone now.
I got an iPhone. Whew, crazy. But yeah.
Funny because iPhone finally released that the reason why the text from Androids to iPhones is what stayed green was something they did. It's
Mm-hmm.
some kind of I guess writing or whatever it is um on their side. So they're gonna fix it. So hopefully between that and the translation between pictures get fixed pretty soon.
Mm.
So we've come to the conclusion. Unless you have any other
Um,
thoughts
no, it's just that
besides
learn
recycling your stuff.
stop it. I mean, I think that we need to learn ourselves instead of trying to fix it and listen to everybody else's problems. We need to listen to ourselves. And that's the thing. And I think me being so hurt or thinking that everybody's out to get me, I owe quite a few people. I don't think quite a few people. I think for sure one person an apology because I felt within myself that that person was really trying to hurt me because that's all I ever experienced, right? So
Yeah.
you base everybody on your experience, especially when you think those are the signs. And it's not that I didn't know how to be a friend. I just didn't know what kind of person, I mean, yeah, I thought I knew because of how you came across at first, but you have so many people in your ear saying that that's not how the person's supposed to talk to you. But some of us need that type of talking to, that stern talking to. Like
Tough
you
love.
talk, you tough love, yeah. So like Anthony, you talk to me and you ease it in with a joke. So I get it. You don't want to hurt nobody's feelings immediately. But this other person, man, they just straight like, wow, nobody has ever talked to me like that. I don't believe you, my friend. But sometimes you need that. You're just not receptive toward it. You know what I'm saying? You're receptive toward people being nice, people understanding, people being sympathetic because you went through so much. Now I need to be, shaken a little bit. So I do owe that person an apology, and I did apologize, but they still have their little attitude. But I didn't know I was causing them more stress
Yeah.
than I was causing myself. So we need to
Oh, we
learn.
live and we learn. I
Yeah.
think as long as you learn from your mistakes, you can keep it moving. But there
Hmm.
is some people that I guess lack the knowledge of how to talk to certain people. Sometimes beating around the bush is not the best way. Sometimes going directly in, depending on how that person is, but if they don't know you, then maybe they just might be too stern. That may just be their characteristics of how they
Hmm.
are, in this world. But I think just like, when I was a supervisor, I had to know how to speak to certain people, and certain ones you joke with them and talk to them after, or some of them you had to just be direct because they didn't know when the joke stopped, or when it started, or when to just let it go. So
Hmm.
I think that's a lesson learned that everyone needs to learn, because you basically have to know your crowd, know who you're talking to, know how to talk to them. I can't talk to you the way I talk to the next person,
Yeah.
because they may not know how to take that. It's just like if you go to a family function, right? And me and you have known each other for years, you know, but you know how me and my family talk. So if I talk crazy to my cousin or to my nephew, you know, you may feel a certain way because you're like, damn, why does he talk to him that way?
Hmm.
But maybe that's just the way we grew up. That's just the way we've always acted. So it's like, I'm going to throw a jab before he throws a jab, or vice versa. We're going to, you know, you know, do some jokes, but
Yeah.
that person that's outside, that's maybe the first time, let's say I take you to a family function, you're going to be like, man, these people don't know how to talk to each other, or you don't know when where the lines are being drawn, even though it's just all jokes. Everybody takes it a certain way, and you feel like, well, I don't think that's a joke. You shouldn't be joking like that, yada yada yada. That person didn't like that. You don't know, because we've been talking like that for years, so they know that when if I say that, it's just jokingly. So
Hmm. Yeah. So
that's
yeah.
all we got for today. So this has been the Even Me podcast. Please check us out on our socials, on YouTube, on Instagram. Still waiting on Kim to update the Instagram, but hey,
Okay. So you got me. You got my attention now. Boom, I got that. Everything is done. So I got it. I'm focused. I'm getting focused today.
okay. So that's all we got. Y'all take it easy. Thank you for joining the Even Me podcast.
Peace.